Humpty Dumpty looking motherfucker.
My objection is the rank hypocrisy and dishonesty of what he's saying. I'm going to hold this up. Can you see this? You see this? I want Pritzker did y'all have him on to explain Illinois 13, this pinky-sized finger that goes across the entire state that was 100% drawn for partisan political purposes, but I haven't seen anybody at CNN or pretty much any of the other major networks bringing him on.
It comes up here and it sneaks around there and goes all the way up here and then goes right over there like that.
Or the Democrats and his legislator that drew a map with districts that are far more gerrymandered than anything that the House, that the Texas maps that we're contemplating look like here today. So it's rank hypocrisy. That's my problem. And the dishonesty and the faux outrage. They're not mad that states are redistricting for partisan purposes. They're mad that a Republican state is doing it.
What's going on, guys? We got to have a conversation about this gerrymandering situation. I think this is the first time that I am discussing this gerrymandering debacle effectively, because the Democrats are crying again, as they always are, about how there's gerrymandering going on in the state of Texas and how Jasmine Crockett, the ridiculously ghetto Democrat, is going to lose her seat.
Bunch of bullshit. Hey, this is what we know the Republicans are good at. If there's one thing they're good at cheating and they're good at bullshitting people, right? So that's exactly what we're going through right now. They have decided that they are losers, and we understand why. And so with these loser policies, they have a loser mentality. So they have decided that if you can't win, cheat.
Now, this has happened throughout history. As a matter of fact, Steve Colbert had this fat behind governor of Illinois, J.B. Pritzker, on his show, and he called him out for the exact same thing. It's some of the most ridiculously drawn maps that I've ever seen.
Take a look at this. Look at 17 here. It does that. Then it comes up here and it sneaks around there and goes all the way up here and then goes right over there like that. And look at this one, kind of goes whoop up there. It's like the stinger on a scorpion down here.
We handed it over to a kindergarten class and let them decide.
Okay.
I mean, look.
So because all states, to a certain extent, do this, why is what Texas doing particularly egregious in this case?
Well, here, what the Republicans are trying to do, and the Texas Republicans, frankly, at the behest of Donald Trump, are doing it mid-decade. That is extraordinarily rare.
How you got something going like in a circle? That's what real gerrymandering looks like. And you don't see no Democrats complain. I swear, most Democrats, including people I know in real life, they don't know anything about politics. They don't know anything about anything that's going on ever. They hear Republicans, oh my gosh, you're doing something so wrong, but they have no context of the history behind what's been going on in this country for years already. They only know what the Democrats spin on a recent event is. It is so freaking annoying, which is one of the reasons why I have to do these videos, guys. I got to get these messages out there so people understand this has been going on for a long time. The Democrats were the kings of this, and now they're just being mad that they're getting a taste of their own dang medicine. But I want to go ahead and react to the CNN panel where they're talking about the same thing. And of course, the radical leftists on the panel are gaslighting about it, and the conservatives are the only voices of reason. Let's get into it.
Tonight, will the FBI help Texas go after Democrats who left the state to avoid voting on a new congressional map? That is the request from Republican Senator John Cornyn, who happens to be in a tough Senate primary, I should note. He sent a letter to the FBI director asking the agencies to assist state law enforcement officials to locate or arrest potential lawbreakers who have fled the state. And it appears President Trump is on board.
Do you want the federal government and the FBI to help locate and arrest these Texas Democrats who have left the state?
Well, I think they've abandoned the state. Nobody's seen anything like it, even though they've done it twice before. And in a certain way, it almost looks like they've abandoned the state. It looks very bad. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Should the FBI get involved? Should the FBI get involved?
Well, they may have to.
I want to start with you, Mimi Rocha. As a former prosecutor, is that a thing?
No, the FBI does not have the power to arrest people on what would be civil warrants. I mean, it's as simple as that. So this is politics. I'll leave it at that. I mean, there just is.
Let me make sure this is clear, because this is a lady who is straight up lying. Okay. President Trump didn't say the FBI was going to get involved to arrest anybody. They're called the Federal Bureau of Investigation, not the Federal Bureau of Arrest. The FBI literally can and does investigate just about everything that goes on in this country, including local issues, as directed by the President of the United States and his cabinet members. So to say that the FBI would not be involved is a blatant lie. Now, whether the FBI arrests people is a whole nother story in of itself. But they can work with any agency that they want, and they frequently do.
No legitimate authority for the FBI to do that.
Why ever then is John Cornyn asking for it? Anyone?
He's trying to out Paxton.
Well,
He's trying to out Paxton, right?
They should go to work. Should they not? I mean, they got elected to represent people in Texas, not
so
people in
should Congress.
Illinois.
Why did they abandon the House to not vote on these Epstein files?
It's the August recess.
Oh,
and if you're
no,
comparing these
it was
two,
not the
once
August
again,
recess.
you're showing just how dishonest you're willing to be. The reality
it was
is
not the
they got
August
elected.
recess.
They got
left
elected.
early.
They got elected to go to work in the Texas state capitol. They've left the state. They're abandoning their constituents. And if they want to go vote against the map, that's fine. But running off to Illinois, the most gerrymandered state in the country, I mean, I understand no one in the PR department at the Texas House Democratic Conference must have been at work that day, but it looks horrific for them.
But
to run off
Scott,
to
let it be horrific.
Scott,
Let it be
Scott,
horrific.
and I want to speak to this because, in full disclosure, my sister was one of the
How
people who
come
fled to
Scott-
Illinois, who's a state
When does Scott get a chance to just talk uninterrupted? Like, what the hell's wrong with these people?
representative in Austin. And what I will say about that is that they had to flee. They don't have control.
Had to flee?
Let me tell you, they don't have control of
Are they in
of
danger?
the House or the Senate or the governor's mansion or anything in Texas. But what I will say is that Republicans are trying to take away districts and on the backs of Latino and African American voters in the state. And there are several districts in South Texas where I was born and raised on the border, Houston, Austin, where they are trying to dilute the Latino vote and trying to kick out people like Greg Casar and the representative Sylvia Garcia from Houston. And these are elected leaders that were picked by Latino voters. And so, yes, I think it is right for the Texas legislators to get up and go. This is not the only reason they're doing this is for political purposes. And Trump has said himself over and over and over that he is only doing this because he wants to pick up seats for the midterm elections. He's not doing this
so you
for
get
any
elected to
other reason.
represent people in Texas, and your reaction to that is to go to Illinois and hide behind J.B. Pritzker?
They're breaking quorum. That's what they're doing. They're breaking quorum because it is not
At
right.
a minimum, it's childish, and it might be criminal.
Well, we know what's childish and criminal? It is Abbott, who is going against the will of the voters by redistricting, not based on census data, but based on Donald Trump's will in order to gain more.
Greg Abbott is the governor of Texas. What do you mean he's going against the voters? He was elected to lead the whole dang state by voters. What the hell are you talking about?
Seats because Donald Trump is scared about losing the House of Representatives because of higher.
Let's take the president in his own words here. Let's listen to what he told CNBC this morning about how he feels they are entitled to the 5 more seats.
We have an opportunity in Texas to pick up 5 seats. We have a really good governor, and we have good people in Texas. And I won Texas. I got the highest vote in the history of Texas, as you probably know. And we are entitled to 5 more seats.
I don't. It's not actually true about Texas. Be that as it may. Sure, Michael, redistricting happens at the beginning of a decade.
Sure.
It doesn't happen in the middle of a decade. That's what's different here. This is not like this.
Sometimes it does.
Not like this.
It's different.
When the courts force it, not like
when
this.
it's a court-ordered redistricting. This is Donald Trump asking for 5 more seats, and Greg Abbott trying to make it happen. It's different. You just have to admit this is qualitatively different.
Let's say you accept your argument.
So now the question is, oh well, gerrymandering itself is not the problem. Now, well, you shouldn't do it right now because we want to win the midterms. That's the reason why they're tripping, because the Democrats' hope was contingent upon the midterm elections. Oh, we can stop Trump's agenda. We just got to delay using the courts, more lawfare. But then in the midterms, 2026, then we're going to stop Trump for good. That's what they think. And now that it seems like that's falling apart too, now They're afraid.
Democrats, they've done this twice. Running to Illinois, to me, does not suggest or signal to your voters that you're fighters, that you're showcasing strength. I think, I'm not a Democrat, but I would imagine if you were to ask the average Democratic voter across the country, they would probably say, I want to see my party fight instead of running and fleeing.
Gentlemen.
And that's why Republicans, I would argue, continue to kick Democrats' butt electorally, because they're running from every single fight and not doing a good enough service.
I think the correct term is ass. Republicans are kicking Democrat ass.
Do you think, you're a Democrat, I'm not, do you think Democrats who vote for these people in Texas want to see them running or fighting? That's just a simple question.
I just want to clear up where Democrats are with the redistricting fight. What they want is an independent commission. Texas Democrats introduced legislation in Texas that, of course, went nowhere because Republicans don't want an independent commission. What is there in California? An independent commission.
Imagine an independent commission, just like how the fake news is independent, just like how the Democrats claim to be nonpartisan. They're just fighting for what's right. To address the point that she's talking about, that they wanted to vote on to stop gerrymandering. That's not true. What they love to do is inject different things into, like, have one big bill, just like how Trump had the one big beautiful bill. The Democrats have been doing that, where they have like this giant bill, they'll inject a bunch of garbage into it, and they'll throw some stuff in that actually might be good. And then if Republicans go against the overarching bill, they're like, oh, Republicans are against all these different things, and they'll say them one by one separately without giving you the full context.
They wanted an independent commission. And the only reason that they're doing this is because Texas Republicans are not playing it fair to Texans, and they're trying to rig the system ahead of the midterm elections.
I think Democrats look
President
politically
Trump
weak.
said that.
I think Democrats look politically
feckless,
feckless, and it's not going to benefit you guys next
Regarding
year.
California, Republicans get about 40% of the vote, and they have 17% of the congressional seats, so not a great example. But number two, if it's rigging the election, that's your words, in Texas, is it going to be rigging the election when all these Democrats who say they're going to gerrymander in the other state, are you also going to argue that they're rigging the election or just in Texas?
Yes,
and have the elections been rigged in Massachusetts, Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, Maryland, New Mexico, Hawaii, Oregon, Washington, and Rhode Island? Have they been rigged there as well? Because there, the proportion of Republican vote comes nowhere near what they have in Congress.
They did a normal redistricting process. If states end up going if states end up going
normal election rigging. Unbelievable. Like, oh, well, you can't rig an election during the midterms. You can only rig it every 10 or so years. Every last Democrat whining over this makes himself look stupid. If you're basically calling this election rigging and cheating, and then you admit to having done it in the past and say you're going to do it in retaliation and say you're going to continue doing it in the future, how are you any better than the Republicans? What's really happening is the Democrats are already doing it, and now the Republicans are the ones who are finally catching up, not the other way around. So let's not get it twisted. Democrats started this fight, and they're just mad because rather than continuing to try to fight guns with swords, the Republicans pulled out a AK-47. Okay, the Republicans are fighting fire with fire, and now the Democrats are just promising to fire with more fire. Hey, it's cool. As long as our side gets to do it, I don't really give a dang. It is what the frick it is. Cry more, but these are just my thoughts, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I appreciate y'all watching the Black Anomaly Rising channel. I'm out.
Hypocrisy here for Democrats now to clutch their pearls when Republicans play the same way that they've been playing is really rich. Please spare me. Also incredibly hypocritical. Democrats had no problem for a 4-year span of time importing millions and millions of people into blue sanctuary states and cities to pad their numbers, to pad the census. But now they want to cry wolf and they want to cry crocodile tears because Republicans want to draw new maps in Texas. Democrats would do it every single time. They don't like it that Republicans are playing the same game. We learned from you we're going to be cutthroat like Democrats, and we're going to win where we can.